Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Arizona Coyotes franchise mode here in NHL 22. So in last episode, we took on the Vancouver Canucks in the first round and managed to win in 5 games, but we were actually outscored 20-18 in that first round. And also, all of our wins were only 1-goal games, so we basically won some clutch games, but our one game that we played terribly in, we lost 8-2, so I don't have a whole lot of faith in this team defensively this season so far, in the postseason at least. Because we also suffered some big injuries in that first round. Because we did lose Fairchild on our defensive core, and he's probably one of our best shutdown guys. He played only 53 seconds of ice time in the first game of the playoffs, and then he went down with an injury. So we had to throw in Festerling, and then Festerling got injured like early into his first game, was it, of the playoffs? Second game of the playoffs, and we lost him until July. So basically, Fairchild doesn't return till like I think for 20 days, I think it is. So he's not going to be playing in this entire round. So we had to call up Ariel Ortmeyer from the AHL. So he's gotten to play in these 2 games so far. He's been a -2, so he hasn't been that great. But hoping that he could help out this team a little bit as best as he can, since he does have X factors. And yeah, hopefully the team could just continue doing what they were doing offensively, but be definitely a lot better defensively. Because we're definitely missing Fairchild right now, because that's probably hurting us the most. And yeah, both goalies were not the greatest in the first round. I mean, Korea was okay in some games, but other games, like that one game that we lost 8-2, him and Galiev both played in that game and both allowed like 4 goals on only like 16 shots apiece, which is not that good. So hopefully we can have a very solid second round as we take on the St. Louis Blues, who are a very good-looking team for an AI-driven team. Like, I don't think I've ever seen an AI-driven team that looks this good. You have 390 overall plus players, one of them in Darling, who's been able to score over 60 goals a season 2 times already, and he's only 21. And then you also have Pody, who's also a pretty good player. This guy's signed for 6 years on a pretty solid contract. 87 points this year. He's been playing alongside Brad Lambert, who's usually been up there in points, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's had some really good seasons as of the last few years. He's over a point per game in his career, too, so got to watch out for Brad Lambert. And then Drew Lawrence, our former player that used to play with us for a little bit before we traded him, I think, in the Michkov trade. He's back in St. Louis now, and 87 points in 82 games out of nowhere. So he's actually been pretty good. It's probably because he's playing with some of these big guys, but still, this is a very nasty-looking team. Also, Emil Schulz, another former player of ours, former second-round pick, is on that second line. But yeah, this team in general, very good team, very good defensively as well, because they do have some injuries, and like Bartlett would make their top 4 actually a legit top 4. Bolduc and Hardikainen are both out till like I think July, so we won't have to see them, or June, if I'm not mistaken. But in general, this is a very good forward core, very good defensive core, and very solid goaltending. So kind of scared about that. They went to 7 games in the first round, so hopefully they're a little bit tired going into the second round matchup. But let's get into the second round and see if we can make ourselves into the conference finals again against either San Jose or Calgary. But right now, this is going to be a very tough task against St. Louis, I'd say. Definitely an uphill climb, because Vancouver was technically the easier of the 2 teams, but we had trouble with them, I'd say, because of our injuries. So now it's like, are we going to be able to beat a team that's actually legit like the St. Louis Blues? So let's get into game number 1. We got a back-to-back on home ice. See if we could take a 1-0 series lead here. Come on, boys. Come on. First period, 1-0 us. Let's go. Agostino scores. That's good to see, because he kind of started off last round a little bit slow, but then him and Michkov started to take over a bit, so that's good to see that they're continuing that into the second round. Hopefully we can get guys like Shelley scoring, though, because Shelley had no goals in that first round, which is kind of uncharacteristic of him. So I'm really hoping that he can start scoring goals, too. Shots are 12-8 in favor of us. We're up 1-0. Second period, 3-0. Let's go. Kagerodov and Damon. Okay. So Damon, I don't think had any goals in the first round. Maybe he had 1, or maybe he had nothing. But still, he makes it 2-0, and then Kagerodov scores to make it a 3-0 game. Shots are 24-12 in favor of us, so we're dominating this game so far. Let's see if we can continue to do that in this third period and lock this game down. And then, yeah, hopefully we can do this in game 2, 3, 4, etc. Heavy Bullen makes it 3-1. That's a defenseman, if I'm not mistaken. I think, yeah, second pairing defenseman. Penalty kill. Come on, boys. We kill it off. Nicely done. Final 5 minutes of game 1. There we go. Dalmo scores again. Okay. I see you, Vincent. It's a 4-1 game, and that is going to be your final. So pretty solid opening game. Solid defensive effort from the team, especially after having that 8-2 game a few games ago. But we win 4-1, and we outshot them 27-22, and we get ourselves another W this playoff run. So Agostino from Geeky and Michkov, Dalmo from Ustorf and McGrath. So McGrath, I think, picks up his first playoff point. Kegorov from Shishkinov and Dalmo from Spalling. Also, our defensive core didn't really pick up much points in that first round, so I'm hoping that they could start to do that a little bit more in this next round, or the second round. Yeah, really good performance from Korea. Hopefully he can continue to do that, because he did have a really good first game against the Canucks, but then afterwards his defensive effort was not as good, probably because of losing Fairchild. Not 100% sure of that. So Demo gets first star, Korea the second star, and Agostino the third. Nicely done, boys. Pretty damn good first game, especially against a team that's much better than the Canucks. So if we can play good against these better teams as well and not have any problems with teams after we had problems with the Canucks, then we might be in business. Okay, I don't think I'm going to make any line changes since that was a pretty solid first game, textbook first game. Let's see what happens in game 2. Still on home ice against the St. Louis Blues. See if we could have another nice game after a 4-1 victory. Let's go, boys. Let's play good defensively again. First period, 3-1 St. Louis. Okay, well, that's not good defensively. Of course, they had to wake up because they have 3 90s in their top 6. Tanabe scores, Pody scores, and then Dalmo scores for the third time in the last 2 games, which is kind of crazy. But then Darling scores, and it's a 2-goal advantage for the Blues. Shots are 15-12 in favor of them as well. We're down by 2 goals. Can we find a way to at least get 1 goal back to try and get this game tied up in the third period? Or if we could get 2 goals in the next period, that would be nice too. Second period, 5-3. What is this game? Bilesma makes it 3-2. Pody makes it 4-2. Spalling makes it 4-3. And then Habby Bullen with a big goal late on the power play, which St. Louis's power play wasn't that good in the first round, I'm pretty sure. Makes it a 5-3 game. Can we find a way to tie this game up in this third period? We're down by 2 goals. We're being outshot 27-19, so not our best effort so far. And Galiev has been put in net. Was it just because of the early start? Yeah, it's probably because of that first period that Korea got yanked. Damn. Can we find a way to tie this game up? Get 2 goals in this third period, or are we going to lose the game on home ice? Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Arrow Geeky scores 5-4. Can we win this game 6-5? That'd be nice. Can we tie this up? Come on, Michkov, Agostino. Shelley, you haven't scored yet either. There's got to be somebody on the roster that wants to score that hasn't. Power play, Ariel Ortmeyer, maybe? Nope. And Langfeld makes it 6-4, and that's going to probably do it. Yep, Darling 7-4. And another terrible defensive game for our team. Losing 7-4, being outshot 40-29. Yeah, that's injuries to Fairchild and such like that are going to definitely hurt us, I think. So Dalmo from Spalling, Bilesma from Kegorov and Shishkinov, Spalling from McGrath and Dalmo, and Geeky from Agostino in Michkov. We might have to make some line adjustments. Brad Lambert had 4 assists in that game. That top line of theirs is actually unreal. Brad Lambert is always so good, and Korea got injured. Are you kidding me? Oh, so it wasn't because of getting yanked because of goals against, but he got injured. And he is out till May the 10th, which means he is going to get the miss a game. So, another time that Korea gets injured, which means Jeff Donovan will get called up for the second time this season, because he did get called up in the regular season as well. So we will throw Jeff Donovan into the lineup, and he might actually get the start. He's 78. He might get the start because I don't trust Galiev after how he's played in the playoffs so far. So yeah, I think we're going to run with the youngster in Jeff Donovan for Game 3. He's been a really good AHL goalie so far, and he's almost NHL ready already too, so that's good. I might have to change up this defensive core a bit, though, because it's not simulating the best. That might be interesting. Yeah, let's run into 2 OFDs in Ortmeyer, Jasson, and Sasaki, Bilesma, Burkov, and McGrath while we wait for Fairchild still to come back. Yeah, that's what we'll do, and yeah, the rest of the lineup will keep the same. But yeah, I think we're going to run Jeff Donovan for this game. After a 7-4 loss, might as well try and find ourselves a hot goalie. Because Korea is missing a couple games this round because of that, and I don't really trust Galiev after how he's been in this playoff run so far, because he's got a 771 save percentage. Like, he has not been the same playoff goalie since we won the Stanley Cup. I think that was in 33-34, or we played Pittsburgh. I don't remember which year that was. Yeah, he's been absolutely tragic. So we're going to run with youngster Jeff Donovan, who so far in the AHL playoffs is 6-0 with a 952. Sucks I have to call him up because they don't have any other goalies under contract. But we'll see what he could do in the NHL. Hopefully he can get ourselves a nice win here and take it 2-1 seriously, because now we're in St. Louis, so this is where it's going to get tough. We need to at least get one win in St. Louis, or else we're going to find ourselves in a little bit of trouble here. Here we go, game number 3. Let's see what youngster Jeff Donovan can do. See if the future is bright in goal. First period of game 3. 1-0 St. Louis. Not great, but not terrible either. 1 goal on 6 shots for Donovan. We don't score anything on 11 shots, so we outplayed them, but we are down by a goal. At least it's not like 4 goals. Can we find a way to tie this game up in the second period or take the lead? Second period, 1-1, let's go. Agostino scores a power play goal. That's a huge power play goal from the captain of the team. Less than a minute into that period as well. Shots are 21-19 in favor of us. Let's see if we could take the lead in the third period. See if we get ourselves a win for youngster Jeff Donovan. Come on, boys. Come on, let's get that lead. Michkov, Shelley. Shelley's been very quiet offensively, at least in terms of goal scoring, which is his strength. And Brant Clark makes it 2-1 St. Louis. That's not good. Come on, guys, let's tie it up. Please, Yoshimura? Anybody? No, we lose 2-1 in game 3. So unfortunately, Jeff Donovan does not get a win there. He played good though. So our only goal, Agostino from Kagerodov and Michkov. So I might have to make some line adjustments and try and get Shelley some more ice time or something to try and get his offense going a bit. Yeah, Donovan had a really good playoff debut. I think I'm going to play Donovan again next game, just because he actually had a pretty solid game and he almost got us the win, but we need to find a way to get our top offensive guys going a little bit, because we seem to be kind of drying up offensively a bit. Like, Michkov has only got 3 goals in 8 games, but 10 points, but only 3 goals. So what am I going to do? I am going to move Kagerodov back to center, move Yoshimura back up, move Penner back to center on the third line, see if that helps out a little bit. The Shelley is just really quiet, and we need him to score to get that playoff stuff going. Let's put him up to... yeah, let's put him on the top power play unit. Why not? Change up something. And take your road off down. Let's try that. Why not? Yeah, I think that will be good. You just need to find a way to get our team going again. And I think I'm going to take out somebody out of the lineup. Who am I going to take out of the lineup is the question. Let's take out Ustorf. Because Ustorf doesn't really bring anything other than physicality. We'll put Phil Bill in, just for those face-offs and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll put Phil Bill in and see if that helps out our offense a bit on that fourth line. So if there's a lot of cuts in this episode, my voice just keeps on going on me. So a little bit of adjustments for this team, and I think I guess I'll go back to Donovan again. Yeah, I think I'll go back to Donovan again for sure. He's the same overall, and he's listed as a backup goalie, just like Galiev now. So now we run into that problem of where Galiev is going probably in the offseason, because I don't think Galiev is going to return with how he's played the playoff-wise. And then also Korea's already locked up, so Let's see what happens in Game 4. This is a crucial game. If we win this game, it's a tie series headed home, which would be great. If we lose this game, though, then we need to win 3 straight, which is going to be tough, especially against a team with guys like Brad Lambert and whatnot. So, here you go, Game 4. Let's see what happens. Korea could be back for the next game. So, first period of game number 4. 1-0 us. Let's go. McIntyre scores on Somers. McIntyre's actually been pretty solid in the playoffs so far, I'd say. Living up to that 1.8 for sure. Shots are 11-6 in favor of St. Louis, but we got a 1-0 lead. Can we add more to this lead here in the second period? Oh my goodness. What are you doing, guys? What are you doing? You only had like 3 shots in that period. We're down 3-1. The shots are 25-10. We might end up losing this in the second round, which would be unfortunate, especially coming off a Stanley Cup win. Let's see what happens in the third period, see if we can get back in this. But, okay, Penner scores to make it 3-2. We might be able to get back in this if we can get another goal to tie it up here. Come on, Shelley. You have yet to score, man, in the playoffs. You've been very quiet. You're not worth the money you're getting paid right now. And look at that, Filppula, a guy we literally just put in the lineup, ties the game up. He's even got a goal before Shelley does. And we're going to overtime in a crucial Game 4. Shots are 39-24 in favor of St. Louis. So Donovan's getting peppered in shots, but we managed to get this game to OT because of a somewhat late goal from Filppula. Can we find a way to win this game in overtime and get Donovan his first win? Because I don't think he won any games in the regular season, and obviously he hasn't so far in the playoffs. Come on, boys. Who do I want to call upon? Let's call upon Shelley again. Shelley needs to find a way to put a goal in that net. Him or Yoshimura, because both those guys have been way too quiet this playoff run. Like, they were really good last year and instrumental in terms of getting us that Stanley Cup, but this year they have been very quiet. So, let's see what happens here in OT. Come on, boys. Who wants to score that goal for us? Oh, you gotta be joking me. Darling scores for St. Louis, and we lose 4-3 in a heartbreaker. And we're now down 3-1 in the series, which is not good. McIntyre from Jast and Penner from Bilesma, and Filppula from Spalling and McGrath. Emil Schulz assisted on that game-winning goal as well, it said. God damn it, Schulz. God damn it, Drew Lawrence as well. Former players attacking us. Pody gets first star, Lawrence the second star, and Penner the third. Another game that is not on Donovan, because Donovan was good. Why did Gallia play like no time in that game and somehow made a save? I am confused. Really confused. I don't know what happened there. Weird. Okay, at least he wasn't the game-winning goal, but yeah, we got badly outplayed in that second period. That might have cost us. God damn. We've been outscored, not by that much in the series. Only that one game was really terrible. And Korea's still not back for this game. The only way Korea will return is if we get to that next game, because he's supposed to be back on the 10th, I'm pretty sure. So we got to win 3 straight games against St. Louis. This is very, very tough. What do we want to do here? Pull something drastic out of our ass, maybe. Put Shelley to the top line. Michkov, you are getting separated with Agostino for now. We need to find some way to get this team to score goals. Yeah, Penner's been a bit of a disappointment this playoffs as well. Just gonna go for drastic changes if we can. Yeah, we're gonna go as drastic as possible, try and get rid of all the negatives. And yeah, Jeff Donovan's going to start again. He's been really good so far in these 2 games. He's been better than all the other goalies we've had so far in the playoffs. Korea is actually able to play, but I don't know if he would be ready to play. And he could get re-injured too, so I don't think that's the right move. And then I don't know who I should be taking out of the lineup here. I'll leave this, like the rest of this, the same. So Ustorf is a scratch again, and now Michkov is playing second line time, which is kind of weird. But it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Actually, wait a sec. I want to try something drastic, more drastic than this. Agostino is the centerman. Geeky is the second line center. And then Michkov could play on the top line with Agostino and Shelley. Michkov, Agostino, Shelley. We'll try that. We will try that. Yeah, we'll try this. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Wait, actually, let's try this. Like that. Yep, the very drastic line changes, but we need to find a way to win 3 straight games. And it's going to be very tough to do so when our team is missing Fairchild. Like, if we would have Fairchild, at least we could have probably played a little bit better defensively this playoff run. But that injury really, like, set us apart. And then also losing Festerling right after that didn't help us out much more. But we got to find a way to win 3 straight games. So, real-time simulation. Can we keep alive for another day? And can our dynasty stay alive in a sense, too? Well, it will stay alive probably regardless, but we need to win this game, and we need to win this series if we can. Show our veteran presence that we've had the last few years. Multiple power plays and we do not convert. That's not great. But yeah, Shelley's probably the main problem in this playoff run right now. The fact that him and Yoshimura haven't been the same type of players as they were when we won the cup, that hurts because we're not getting that tertiary, secondary scoring that we actually need, you know? So shots are 12-8 for us in after 1, which is good, but it is a scoreless game. Can we get the game's first goal in the second period? Come on, boys. Shelley, please. You got to score at least 1 goal in this game, man. You've been so quiet. We got a power play and we miss on that penalty kill. Nicely done. Very defensive game here, and Geeky scores again. At least Geeky's been pretty consistent in terms of scoring goals, so that's nice. 1-0 game for us. Let's go. We need to get some more insurance, though, for sure. And it's going to be 1-0 for us after 2. Shots are 24-19 in favor of your Yotes. Let's add to this lead, please, in this third period, because we need to try and keep off their offense, which they have really good players on that top 6. Come on, boys. Let's add to this lead, please. Power play, please. Oh, you got to be joking me. Archipov scores, and it's a 1-1 game. Come on, guys. Do it for Donovan. Donovan's been really good in these few games he's played. He's kept our team in these games. Come on, boys. Come on. And we are going to OT. That's scary. Shots 32-28. We're 1 goal away from staying alive. 1 goal away from being eliminated in the second round to a tough St. Louis Blues team. Shots are pretty close. Goals are even. Just, come on, Shelley. Yoshimura. Because I don't want to trade away Shelley, but I might have to if, like, it comes down to it. Because he's making 8.5 for next season as well. But he's just nowhere to be found. Like, after having 40 goals in the regular season, he had none in the playoffs. So, can we find a way to get that OT winner in overtime? Who wants to score it? Who wants to score it? Captain Agostino, Michkov, Kagorodov. I don't really care. Anybody on our roster. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Sasaki, maybe even. That would be kind of cool. Or even Bilesma. Like a defensive defenseman. Penalty kill. Oh, you gotta be joking me. Brad Lambert scores on the power play. And another loss where Donovan could have had his first playoff win, but unfortunately, our team just cannot get it done. And we are out in the second round to the St. Louis Blues. Yikes. After winning the Stanley Cup and now winning the President's Trophy, that season that we had, we lose in the second round. Shots were 36-31. I think the injuries just kind of overcame us at that point. Geeky from Yoshimura and McIntyre, but no goals in the playoffs for Shelley. That is really unfortunate. He had 4 shots in that game, but he didn't score a single goal. And yeah, Jeff Donovan was really good when he played. We're going to have to send him back down to the minors so he could play the rest of the AHL playoffs. And he got first start of the game. Poor guy, never getting a single win in the playoffs because the team just can't get those wins. All those games were 1-goal wins for the St. Louis Blues. Could have went either way. Let me just go to edit lines, and we're going to send Jeff Donovan back to the AHL so he could actually play in there for the playoffs. But there's a good chance that Jeff Donovan is our backup next season. Because, I don't know about Galiev. Don't know about him for sure. So we'll send Donovan back down. Sorry, Jeff Donovan, you were probably one of the best goalies for us this playoff run. And we will throw back in Korea. And we will go down to Belmar and make sure that Donovan is in the lineup. Perfect. That's good. Voloshenko's getting close to NHL ready as well, which is good. McElhaney should technically be in the NHL next season as well. Nice. So we're getting at least some good growth in our system still, but sucks to lose. Let's take a look at our player stats throughout the playoffs. And then we will also take a look at our team stats, and then we'll simulate up until the awards. And we'll probably look at the retirements and stuff like that as well in this episode, even though this episode's already like 26 minutes. So let's take a look at those player stats. So Geeky had 9 points in 10 games, no problem with him. Spalling was really good, 7 points, 10 games. Penner was actually okay, I'd say. Demo was good. Filppula was good, had that 1 goal. Agostino was good. Shishkinov was good. McIntyre was solid. Mishkov was good. Kagorodov was good, but kind of quiet in terms of that second round in terms of scoring goals. Utstorf been his normal self, but when Shelley only has the same amount of points as Utstorf, that's a problem. Because Utstorf is not an offensive player by any means. 14 points in his career in the playoffs. And then Shelley, only 3 assists in 10 games. After 42 goals in the regular season. He absolutely just did not do anything. He went back to his play that he had like back in like this day, where in 29-30, where he had no goals in 4 games. And Yoshimura had no goals as well in the playoffs and only 2 assists. Like, I don't know why these guys didn't produce. Yes, they were given power play time and all that, but both of them just did not do anything. It's weird. And then defensively, we didn't get really much offense either from our back end. So that also could have helped. And then you have with Fairchild's injury, Festerling's injury as well. Didn't help out. And then playing Ariel Ortmeyer in the playoffs is not the best thing. So, because he's more of an AHL defenseman for sure. Good AHL point getter in the down there, but still. And then goalie-wise, these two were terrible. Now, well, I mean, Korea wasn't bad. I would say, like, horrible, but Galiev definitely was. And then Jeff Donovan, when he was in the NHL in the playoffs, was really good. Lost 2 games in overtime, but a 9-23 and a 2-5-4. That's unfortunate. Those injuries definitely are the key factor in why we didn't win this year. That's my guess. Actually, I wanted to check our team stats as well. Sorry if this episode runs long, guys. I apologize. Let's take a look. Western Conference. Scored 3.1 goals per game, 3.6 allowed. So yeah, defense was a problem. Power play wasn't doing that well. Penalty kill wasn't. Yeah, everything kind of dipped off in that second round against the Blues. Okay, so let's see what happens for the awards. Let's go best lines. I don't really care. But yeah, let's just take a look at those awards and stuff like that for the season. And we'll also take a look at the retirements. The Ottawa Senators win the Stanley Cup. Interesting. Last time they won the Stanley Cup was when they beat us, I'm pretty sure, in our first ever playoff appearance, or first ever Stanley Cup appearance. They won against the San Jose Sharks in 7 games, so the St. Louis Blues got to the conference finals. Ottawa swept Florida, though, en route to the Cup. They also beat Boston in 7, New Jersey in 5, and in San Jose in 7. Let's take a look actually at that Cup-winning team as well for some added content, because I'm curious on what their roster has, if they have any former players of ours, which, let's see what they got. Doesn't really look like it right now. Did we have Liam Fudia for a bit? I feel like I did. Maybe not. No, maybe that was my Detroit series. Yeah, that was my Detroit series, I think, last year. I don't know why I'm thinking that. But yeah, this is our team, just in case any of you guys wanted to take a look at that. Maybe we should have traded for Drysdale. Mats Pressburg was there. We had him a little bit, right? Yeah, for 22 games. So he wins the Stanley Cup. And Cyrus Stone, the goalie that could win a Vezina this year, had a really good playoff run. That makes sense. So there you go on the Cup-winning Sens team. Awards, let's take a look at this. Ottawa wins the Stanley Cup. Now we only have 2 cups in the last 5 years. So we're kind of sliding out of that cup-winning territory. If we win another cup soon, that would be great. Or another 2 cups. We won the President's Trophy at least. I believe that's the first time we've won it, maybe the second time. San Jose and Ottawa Cup Finals. And then Desjardins wins the Art Ross because he beat out Michkov and Agostino because of that injury that Michkov had late in the year. Agostino, though, is going to win the Hart, though, this season. So that's Agostino's second Hart. That's awesome. Cam Beats wins the Norris. Michkov wins the Bing this year, third time in those last 5 years. Galiev wins the Calder for New Jersey. Laine wins the Conn Smythe. Korea won the Vezina. Let's go. Our first Vezina winning goalie that we've drafted, I think. Or we've played at least. Maybe not that we've drafted, I don't know. But anyways, he wins the Vezina. Let's go, Korea. Signed for 4 years at 1.9, and he wins the Vezina in the first season of that contract. Unreal. Stone wins the Jennings, though. Penner wins the Masterton for Vancouver. Bennett for the Islanders. The Adams. Zetterberg wins the Selke. Agostino wins the Lindsay as well. Let's go, Agostino. And the Richard obviously going to Darling in St. Louis. And Connolly, actually. Both of them are tied. AHL award-wise, any awards for our AHL team out of curiosity? No. Doesn't look like it, unfortunately. But still good to see at least Agostino got a couple more awards to add to his trophy case, because he's got a lot of those, I think, now at this point. Let's continue to simulate, because I want to get up to the draft so that way we could see the retirements and all that stuff. So Vegas, Dallas, Chicago, Colorado, and Montreal are your top 5 picks this year in the draft. Interesting. Who is going to retire this season? Are we going to lose anybody? I don't think so, because we're a young team for the most part. Let's go by each position. So Suzuki's the best center to retire, followed by Zegras, Newhook, Nick Cass. Very good retirement class, actually, looks like, for the most part. Any former players of us? Volano and Foodie went out with Stanley Cup wins, which is interesting. Didn't we have Carl Hendrickson as a depth option? I feel like we did. Yep, we did briefly. 23 games. Don't know why I remember that. Left wing wise, Matthew Tkachuk retires in Buffalo. Newest member of the Florida Panthers as of this recording. Comtois, Denisenko. Yeah, this is a pretty solid retirement class. Rasmussen goes out with a Stanley Cup, maybe. Unless he was in the AHL. Right wing wise, DeBrincat is going to be the best that retires with Washington. Buchnevich. Yeah, this is a really solid retirement class, I'd say. Some really solid names. And then defensively, the best is going to be Miro Heiskanen, who retires. Also, Branson retires. St. Dean. Not as much on the defensive front. Former defenseman of ours, though, Sam Marukov retires. Best of luck in retirement to him. Same with Josh Mohura, another one that used to play with us. Best of luck to him. Interesting. Iorio retired, beating us in that in that round, which is unfortunate. There you go. And goalie-wise, the best goalie to retire is Carter Hart. Also, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and Caden Primo. So there is the retirement class. So yeah, we didn't lose anybody, right? Yeah, we did not lose a single player to retirement, which is nice. And there's the coach retirements. I don't think we lost anybody in the AHL. No, we did not. Okay, good. Okay, so last few things, we need to take a look at the draft class, the contract situation, and the progress reports, and that'll be it for this episode. So draft class wise, I don't know really what we're looking for. Maybe more forwards, because the AHL team doesn't have a whole lot, or maybe more defensemen. I don't know. It really doesn't matter what we go after. But looks like there's some top sixes going late in the first round. There's a guaranteed enforcer defenseman supposed to go late in the first round, which is kind of intriguing. This guy's just got really good physical stats, A+ in physicality. Might be interesting just for the memes, so I'll pin him just in case. Vic Page, okay. Any guaranteed the low leads to pin? Oh, there's a gem of a goalie, Rory Manning. We'll pin him as well, even though he's 19 already. Just because he's a gem, why not? And then low lead wise, any low leads? Jamie Fallon, 18. Not Jimmy Fallon, but Jamie. We'll pin him, why not? Morozov, 4 years out, maybe. Komatov, no, I'd probably not. Antonovich, Desharnais. Huh. So there might be some low leads there. I don't know. Hard to tell. Let's take a look at those progress reports, see if any statistical growth happened or whatnot. So, Agostino, what is this? Oh, statistical growth, but his natural growth is dropping? Why is his speed dropping? Is he actually dropping off already? And he's only 31? Because if that's the case, that would be ridiculous, but wow. That was kind of surprising that he's getting slower. Don't know why. Maybe he's just putting on more weight. Geeky's also dropping off naturally because he's 33 already. And a lot of statistical kind of growth, which is to be expected. Michkov is a 96 now. Statistical growth from him. Yoshimura, still statistical. Some natural growth to the poise. Korea got a lot of statistical growth. And also some natural to his poise. So that's good. McGrath is staying as an 80, which is interesting. In the system-wise, Devereaux got a lot of growth. Our pick from last year, a low elite, up to a 68. That's pretty good. Getting some growth in a lot of areas. Sauer's also getting growth. He's a low top 6. Kreutzer, one of the low elites, is getting growth. Schulz is getting growth. Donovan's growth is there as well. What about, what's his name? Lynch. Lynch is up to a 69 at 20. He's slowly growing. Maybe he's going to make it by like 23, 24, but looks like we're getting some good growth in the system, which is always good. Yep, there you go, and raffle, yep. Okay, and final thing, contract situation again, just in case you guys forget about this, but the ones up for renewal are Geeky, who wants over 13 million right now, which is a bit expensive, but I mean, we need to have a top line center, so we might have to pay that. Shishkinov wants 1 year at 8.6, so that's relatively cheap at least. Demo wants over 3. Jas might be gone. He wants 6. McGrath wants 5 already, and he's only played 1 year in the NHL, so we might have to qualify him. Oostorf wants 2.25, but we might be willing to give it to him for a 4th line role. And yeah, a lot of these other guys should be relatively cheap for the most part. Goalie-wise, Galiev's a UFA. I honestly might let him go just because of Donovan. Or we could keep Galiev and play him in the AHL for a year behind that way, so we have 3 goalies in case of injuries and stuff. So we don't have to run like a 50-60 goalie. And then unsigned-wise, let me take a look at this. Punovs is a 73, so I guess that guy should get signed probably for the AHL. Might be a solid DFD there. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Arizona Coyotes franchise mode. So in next episode, we will have the draft and re-sign stage as we look to find a way to make this team better again and try and win another Stanley Cup, because I think we do still have a window of opportunity to win a Stanley Cup, because with Michkov's contract ending next offseason, we definitely want to make this team as good as possible, so he definitely wants to re-sign. So I'm going to think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.